What's up, YouTube? So this video gonna be about Glenn Close was almost picked for Scarface, but Marty Bergman, but the director they didn't they she lost out to Michelle Pfeiffer. And what do I think? Well, Glenn Close, wow. I saw as a blonde, and I got to think about the intensity and the aura and her and Al Pacino. There was something to be said about Michelle Pfeiffer's chemistry with Al Pacino. Something to be said. I don't know Glenn Close would have had it, but her and Michael Douglas in Fatal Attraction was the business. She actually has that kind of hit where if you put her in certain roles, she definitely it's a calm creepy, but it works, and it's a certain type of role she can pull off. But when you think about Scarface, it had to be someone that was kind of like almost like Penelope Pitstop, Princess, and like but aware of the scene, was down with being a gold digger, was down with being part of the lifestyle, but almost had like this innocence about it. So Glenn Close did not have to fit that bill. This ain't a no-brainer right here. This is a no-brainer right here. This ain't no hard to tell why they went with Michelle Pfeiffer. But Glenn Close would have been a bit heavier as far as Al Pacino, I believe, in that movie. Um, because when you watch that movie, you have so many things going through you where you're trying to cipher, like, okay, the depiction had it, and she had a certain type of edge about her. But Michelle Pfeiffer's edge wasn't the same like Glenn Close. Glenn Close is almost like she take you out. You don't feel that way about Michelle Pfeiffer. So I think that's one of the reasons why, because of how it hits in totality, we gotta keep you kind of soft. We gotta keep you kind of allure, demure. It's a certain way that has to be. So it's interesting when I think about that. When I found out the Gun Close was actually up for the role, and I thought, well, I could see why that didn't come to pass, because I don't think that she quite would have fit the agenda. She would have been good though. It would have been good. But then I don't quite think that it would necessarily have fit to what it was meant to go to. I just, I'm kind of like looking at it. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I kind of reluctant on that one, because it's like she could have done it, but then it doesn't have the same chemistry, doesn't have the same effects. Does it? It all depends. Um, so it's one of them situations where you are kind of like, do you do you don't? But I think they made the right choice with that though. But it was interesting because actually I can almost see her face. I do can see her with Michelle Pfeiffer. I can see that battle, but I can't see her winning that role. You know, I can't really see her winning that role. Just it's one of those things where you're kind of like, hmm, which way do I go with this? Do I long to go with this though? So um, it's very interesting when I think about it though. But anyway, tell me what you think. Glenn Close got passed over for the role in Scarface with Michelle Pfeiffer. You agree with that or not? Or would you like to seen her instead of Michelle Pfeiffer? Or would you been interested? Let me know in the comments below. Please hit like, subscribe, work on thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like, and hit the membership. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out one time. Peace.